everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Cassie, also known as KnittaCass, and this is my YouTube channel where I talk about the projects that I'm knitting, a little bit of crochet, which I'm finally starting to have some crochet, patterns that I'm drooling over, books that I'm reading, and a spice of mental health. So grab your favorite beverage and a project that you are currently working on, and let's get started. You can find me on Instagram as KnittaCass16, on Ravelry as KnittaCass, and here on YouTube at KnittaCass Creates. First of all, I'd like to just let you know that I'm having some lighting issues. I did get a new ring light, and unfortunately it gives like an orange glow. So I'm using a mini one and some natural light, and it's still not the greatest, but hopefully better than last week. So in the Love and Stitches membership, we are doing a crochet make-along, and one of the project options to make is Knitty Natty's pattern, the Float Tote. It's this nice tote with a handle on it. It kind of reminds me of the little like totes that my mom used to bring to the beach or the picnics when I was growing up. So it has a bit of nostalgia. It is crochet, so I've been wanting to make it and kind of hesitant because I wasn't really confident in crochet and was not even a beginner, like barely starting. I did start this project. I started it last week, beginning of this week. Sunday. I started it on Sunday. She did a nice Zoom with the members of the Love and Stitches membership and taught us how to start the magic circle and some tips and tricks for her project. So like I said, it's that nice tote bag, and inside it are little buckets. So I have made 2 of the little buckets. This one's not the greatest. This is my second one, and I was very sleepy when I made it. But it essentially will hold a skein of yarn and has this nice little droop here to pull the yarn out. I haven't woven in my ends, and this was a bit of a learning curve. This one, for some reason, is much better. I'm considering taking this one out and starting over because the aesthetic of this one is so much better. I'm not sure I want to do that because, and I think I can get away with it, in the bottom of the basket there is a nice little platform that the buckets get fastened to with some snaps. I don't think people are going to be paying as much attention to the little buckets itself and their aesthetic. Like, I think one of them can kind of be not the greatest, and it won't be the end of the world. It's also for me, and it's a practice project. The float tote has been on my list of patterns that I've been drooling over for some time, and I've been hesitant to do it because crochet has never been something that I've practiced or learned very well. There's going to be 3 buckets. I've got the 3 skein float tote that I'm making. This is in the Sugar and Cream swimming pool color, which is pretty cute. I do not have enough of this color to make the 3rd bucket. So we're on a strict budget right now, so I'm trying to do some stash drive. I do have some Dishy that I got from Knit Picks, but according to Natalie and people who have knit this pattern, it's not thick enough to kind of like be sturdy and stand on its own. So I will be using some of my Sugar and Cream stash. It might be a smorgasbord of colors in my float tote. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I do like the look of the 2-tone. So stay tuned. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. It's not expensive to get Sugar and Cream, but I'm not sure, like, when we're on a strict budget and I'm kind of like telling the kids like no extras, I feel really guilty for going and like buying stuff that I really don't need to buy. So I'll either make it kind of a smish mosh color rainbow thing and hope it comes out good. Maybe I can strategize where to place the colors, or it'll be on hold, which I don't really want to do because I'm afraid I'll lose steam. So 2 buckets out of 3. Then I've got the platform and the bucket itself to make. Once again, that pattern is the Float Tote by Knitty Natty. Okay, so the lighting might have changed. I had this really creative setup because I don't really have the proper tools. So I dropped my light and I readjust it as well as I can, and I have no idea if it's in the same place, but we're rolling with it anyways. I was going to pull out this nice bag by Mitten Designs. I love that it has this see-through cover. These are the Rose Covered Cage Mitts by Dragon Horde Yarn. You've seen this one for a little while, and I've gotten some more color work on this than last week. I've gotten some more color work on this than last week, so I'm pretty excited. I think I'm at the point where I'm about to start the bottom of the rose, so I'm pretty excited. I'm hoping to do some of this today. I've been putting it off. I've been playing with my pattern knitting and just kind of, I'll get to it later kind of thing. So we'll see what this looks like next week. And I still have the pumpkin spice latte socks. It's got this nice circle pattern. I'm really loving this sock. It is in the Basic Bitch colorway by Yarn Stash Dye Works, which is a Vermont yarn company. It's got this nice kind of tweed in it. Really love it. Can't wait to wear them. I've done 1.5 of the repeats here, so I haven't really made a whole lot of progress. It's also one of those things that I have just been putting aside. I actually do not have any more whips. I frogged the washcloth that I showed you last week. It wasn't bringing me any joy. I'll probably use that to either make my bucket or make the little insert. And then I've been playing with my lemon meringue yarn. Look at that. It's this nice golden tonal color with like some dark speckles of gold. It is inspired by a dragon in the second book of the Shadow and Bone series. It is called Siege and Storm. There is a very important ice dragon, sea serpent, however you want to say it, and the colors that were kind of hinted at were kind of like this golden, iridescent, yellow, white. That is the colorway made by Erica of the Lopsided Crafter. This is like the little cream of the lemon meringue, just making sure my pattern supply is not showing. So I have been enjoying doing this. It has been in my sketchbook for a while. I'm hoping to release it next month, March 10th today, so that's pretty optimistic. But I do have a group of test knitters who have been with me the whole time, and a couple of them are quite fast. So here's to hoping and seeing what happens. And if it doesn't come out in April, no worries. The only reason that I want it to release in April is my birthday month. And I am one of those weirdos that thinks like my birthday month is such a big deal. Like growing up, our birthdays were a big deal. And so I get really excited. Like the whole month is special for me. Still like a little kid in that way. So I just wanted to release it in my birthday month. If it doesn't happen, that's okay. I have not done a whole lot of knitting that I can show. I have been using this book. I showed it to you quite some time ago. It is called 400 Knitting Stitches by Potter Craft. There's a lot of stitch work in here that I haven't done, and I am just blowing up with pattern ideas. I've got one I'd like to release around May, but it is not even a sketch yet. So my brain is just going way faster than I can produce things. That's been bringing me joy. And acquisitions, this is my favorite acquisition. It is not knitting related. I'll have to write down below what the stone is. I'm not as cool as my sister. The crystal is a quartz point. It is an amplifying stone, meaning it can strengthen any energy, and it works to keep your mind clear and cool and balance your emotion. But she made it for me. It's got this nice butterfly on it. It is a crystal, and I just love it. It has been bringing me so much joy. Thank you, Katrina of Basilo Designs and Basilo Designs and Healing on TikTok. The other acquisition, you guys are gonna laugh because I totally laughed. So last week I talked about how I had ordered some pink yarn from Knit Picks, or so I thought, and it wasn't coming in, and Knit Picks is usually really fast. Like the turnaround from when I order to when I get it is super quick. So I was starting to get a little worried. So I went in my email and I was trying to find my order history and my shipping notification. I couldn't find anything. So last week I mentioned that maybe I was like half asleep when I ordered it and I like didn't really order it, or I thought about ordering it, or maybe I put it like in my Knit Picks cart but never checked out. I ordered it. I ordered it. It came in the mail yesterday or the day before. So this is Wool of the Andes. I'm hoping the colorway will show up. It is called Dragon Fruit. It's a really nice pink. I absolutely love pink. Got 10 skeins. I'm a little bit of a bigger girl when it comes to my bust and my middle, so it had suggested 10 skeins for my size. I'm hoping I don't need more. Knit Picks is pretty consistent about its colorways because it's not indie dyed, so it should be okay if I order more. Oh, I know what else I have. I wound the lemon meringue. This is pretty, except that it's been touched. Excuse the yarn barf. But I have always seen people, of course it's tangled, work 2 socks in tandem and pull from different parts of the yarn. So I have 1 sock started in the outer strand and 1 sock going from the inner strand, and I'm absolutely loving it. It's going to make my socks so much faster, so that when... Hi, Callie. Hi, you want to come up? Hi. Hi, this is Miss Callie. She doesn't often make a debut in here. Usually it's my cat Shadow. Yes, so I wound that skein and it came out perfect. So when I was winding the next skein, I was just like in the mojo and just kept going, and bobble spindle, I don't know what you call it, kind of slipped multiple times that I didn't pay attention. So this is, the yarn is pretty, but this is like really, really ugly cake. So this is called Be My Valentine. This is by Erica of the Lopsided Crafter. It is a self-striping yarn and it is super, super pretty. Patterns I'm drooling over, of course, the Monte Rio. I want to cast on the Rogue socks, and I'm hoping to do that probably next week. I'll put the author or pattern designer down. A really fun looking pattern. I don't know what colorway I'm going to do it in yet. So that's also part of the excitement, is going through my yarn stash and bringing a yarn to life. I'm also really excited about doing the Daisy Market Tote. I'll put the author down below as well. And it is a crochet bag that I have been drooling over. It is also on my Make 9. And I'm hoping that with the float tote, some practice, and some encouragement from friends, that I will be able to make it before the summer and use it as a beach bag for my knitting projects and my books. Books that I'm reading. I am still reading the Crescent City Book 2 by Sarah J. Maas. The book's name is House of Sky and Breath. Super good, super captivating. I need to make a date with my book today and read it in the afternoon. I've been waiting till about bedtime. I do a little bit at breakfast, but most of my reading's been at bedtime. And I don't know if the change of pace with homeschooling or weather, I don't know, but I have just been falling asleep so fast that I haven't gotten much reading done. I am listening to Rise and Ruin, which is book 3 of the Shadow and Bone series by Lee Bardugo. I'm hoping to read The Space Between Us. I don't remember the author's name or the description, so bear with me. I'll probably read the description to you on next week's podcast. It is one of the book picks for our book club from the 11 Stitches membership. I'm kind of reading Betrayed, which is the second book in the House of Night series by KnittaCass. I read the books a long time ago and wanted to reread them. I really enjoy them. But because I've read them before, they're kind of put off to the back burner. I did get 2 books from the library. Of course, I didn't bring them in here, so I'll have to put the names below. One is about a pandemic, which kind of feels weird to read, but it describes it as happening over different centuries and like different character perspectives. And the way it explained it, when I picked it up and read the book jacket yesterday in the library, I was just like really intrigued. The other book I got, I think, is called The Salem Code, and it talks about how the Salem witch hunt never really ended. Um, and it's kind of a mix of the Da Vinci Code in the way that I read it. So basically, there's like clues and ciphers and like secret information, secret society stuff, and the government and men in power are kind of trying to shut down the power of the women that are involved in that society and the coding. I'm not sure I explained that very well. So if you've read it and you think my explanation is terrible, I apologize, but I am super excited to give it a try. Farm life. I went to a lambing clinic at Shelburne Farms, which is one of the big farms that has a lot of tours and is a big part of growing up around here. Almost every school does a field trip there to like see the animals, play with the animals, and learn about farm life and colonial life. So I've been having a lot of anxiety about things going wrong or me not doing the right thing when my sheep birth. One is due in April, the other one is due in May. So things are coming up. And as we all know, time moves faster than we expect it to. Like that month period of now to when she lambs is going to go by really fast. A lot of it is similar. And so if you've taken A&P or similar courses like that, consistent with what you learned, it wouldn't be entirely new information, but we did talk about how to assist, when to assist, and how to reposition the lambs as needed. We also learned about how to do a tube feed, which I've done before, not on an animal. We also learned how to castrate, which I was able to do one. I was able to dock a tail. I know for people who are not familiar with sheep, that might sound inhumane. What happens if their tails are not docked is they're really long and they're more exposed to waste. And what commonly happens is you get these bot flies that kind of get in there and grow and make maggots, and like it's really bad for the animal and it's really gross. So that's why you dock the tail. So it is actually a humane action, even though it doesn't sound like it initially. But docking a tail, I did a castration, I watched a tube feed, and I got to tag some ears. That is the part that I was really afraid of. I'm afraid that I'm not going to have enough grip. I'm going to hurt them. I'm going to get like a vein or something. So the grip thing was pretty real. So I will probably have my husband hold the lamb while I do the ear tagging. I will most likely have to use both hands. It was really easy to feel where to go. The lady was really good about explaining it to me. I had read about it, but there's nothing like that hands-on feeling it to really get your bearings. So she was really great. I was able to find it. I thought that I would practice doing it on my own, so she taught me how to hold the lamb like between my legs and feel and do it, but I had to hold the ear and clamp it, and I don't have enough strength to do that all at once. So I'll need help with that, which is fine. You can do it in the first few days. And I just felt reassured that I know what I need to do and what to do if crap happens. I do have a baby monitor in my Amazon cart so that I can put the video monitor over there in case something happens. I can kind of be notified during the off hours when I wouldn't necessarily be over there checking. I also learned that most of the lamb's growth is in the last month, which made me feel reassured because Daisy's got this like nice egg shape when you look at her head on, and Alice, looks a little bit bigger than she used to, but doesn't really look what I'd expect for someone to look pregnant. The farmers that I talked to at the clinic all agree that everything is fine and like what to look for. I am excited not only to play with lambs, but also to watch her kind of get that egg shape. It is super adorable. Like, I don't know if you're one of those people that think pregnant ladies are cute. I am. I was never a cute pregnant lady, but these sheep are freaking cute. Family life homeschooling is going awesome. On Wednesdays, we do What Do You Want to Learn Wednesdays, which is basically just encouraging them to look into something that they're excited about, interested in, or passion of theirs. And I just think that's a really important part of growth and development that doesn't necessarily get fostered in a traditional school setting. And I don't mean that offensively. So that's been fun to see. And it's a kind of a mix of curriculum and like unschooling life experience things, and I am just loving the change of pace. And for your spice of mental health, I highly recommend that you go outside and do anything outside. It is getting warmer, and the sun is out, and it's so important for us. I know I've brought this up before. It releases endorphins. It actually will slowly build your tolerance to the sun, so you're less likely to get a sunburn unless you're one of those lucky ones that burns all the time. My son is that way. It also gets me excited about what my yard's going to look like and get ready for gardening. So if you have any dreams of things that you want to do this summer, going outside and kind of getting an eyeball of it and doing some sketching would also be really helpful. So your homework is to go outside and do something that makes you happy. And until next time, make sure that you fill your cup, take care of yourself, and I will see you next time. Bye!